This is HamRadioConcepts.
Hello everyone, KJ4YZI, HamRadioConcepts, along with
John, KM4MCK.
That's John. So, a couple videos this weekend because what better to do than to stay home and self-isolate like they said. So I decided to go to my friend's house and spread the virus. That was a joke. Anyways, so we're here in John's neighborhood, and of course you've seen before in a video, we're in a HOA, okay? And the purpose of this video is to update you on a couple things. For those who are in an HOA, with a real testimonial here from John. So you've seen in the previous videos what I was talking about the Chameleon MPAS, and I borrowed David KK4 RXTs and then used it a couple times, and then I gave David's to John to play with. And John, Monday was it? Monday was checking into the 20-meter HF net, and he had that antenna set up. And at the same time, I already purchased mine, so I have mine here, and now John is purchasing one for the simple fact that it's totally possible to use this thing in an HOA, whether you set it up for the day and it's very discreet or you hide it next to a palm tree. But John here sat on this porch, here's the table here, and he checked into the net with his little table. You know, he was working DX contests. What was it, the contest last weekend or this weekend?
There's a contest going on this weekend.
Yeah,
Contact.
so he's got a 7300, and he set this thing up. So what I'll do is I'll show you real quick what he was doing, because I also got some other stuff here. When's your Chameleon come in?
Probably another week or so.
I got mine, but I got another add-on for this Chameleon. I'll show you a couple videos with this Chameleon stuff. But the MPAS, John, here.
Okay.
Tell me honestly because they don't want to hear it from me. Tell me.
So stuck here in the HOA, I've had the magnetic loop antenna, and that thing worked great on the ground and when we were on field day, but here in my house I get a lot of noise. Now I have a 20-meter dipole up in the attic, a wire dipole, still get a lot of noise. I got that MPAS, I tried it, well, it wasn't Eric's at the time, it was David's who he let me use. I set it up here in the backyard. Usually I could hear 2 or 3 people on the 20-meter net. They're all local, it's hard to hear. I had 11 contacts or 11 people on the net, and I could hear them booming in like I've never heard before.
I worked you that night from my truck mobile 20 miles away on ground wave, and I'm like, holy cow, I could hear John, and you said you could hear me because there's less noise.
Yep, I heard people that I've never heard on the net before, and so that sold me on it, and I'm getting one. I could set it up here in 10 minutes in my backyard, play some HF, and take it down. Nobody will ever know the difference.
So that's the thing. So here's mine. I bought mine, okay, and that came in. Now here's the thing. Like I said, in an HOA, you know, here, let's get down to brass tacks here. Ain't nobody gonna say something on a Saturday afternoon when you stick this thing in the ground over here real quick, set it up. I mean, what? By the time after a few hours somebody sees it, oh, I'm putting up something. I'm washing this stick. Whatever you want to do. I mean, it's different when you got a permanent installation out here. But that's what you did, John, right? You just kind of stuck it out here and played in the shade.
Stuck it out here. Actually, I set it up once behind the tree, and you couldn't see it from the street, even though there's no leaves on the tree. But I had a little interference. I don't know if the tree was affecting it. I moved it into the middle of the yard. Everything was perfect. I'm probably going to run a permanent coax out to the yard here from the shack, so I can just stick the antenna out there whenever I want.
And you know, during a hurricane too, I mean, you can leave that thing up for several days because all these people will be gone in an HOA and board it up. Stick this thing out here and have HF. Now, didn't you have it? Let's look at this palm tree real quick, John, because I remember you had a couple palm trees in the middle over here.
Yeah.
Why couldn't you stick that thing right in that planter there and put it right up in the middle? I don't think anybody would know.
We're going to try that today.
Yeah, we could try that today. We'll just stick this right in the middle here. You know, I mean, again, you got to hide from your neighbors. You know, these people, they don't know what's going on unless you tell them, but a lot of them are, you know, looking out the windows. So, I mean, I think you could stick that thing, you know, even if you just, you know, at night, stick it in the ground and then just put the Chameleon on there at night. I think that's a good idea. But you said there's less noise than that magnetic loop in the attic.
When I had the antenna in the attic, it was always S7, S8, S9. It was an S3 out here in the backyard.
Wow, cool. So you never did find out where that power noise is coming from?
Not yet.
No, but it's not out here on the vertical, huh? So let's play with it. Let's set up my Chameleon real quick, and then in the next video I'll show you the VHF UHF add-on kit. Have you seen that, John?
I've seen it, never used it.
Check it out. It's I'll show you this in the next video, but basically I'll set that up. Here it is here. This is a Chameleon. I saw this now after I realized that I guess it was new or newer, and this is the portable dual band vertical and horizontal add-on kit. So now if I get the 705 ICOM, I can do everything with this antenna in the backpack from 160 meters to 70 centimeters with one radio and one antenna. That's going to be amazing. So let's play with this. That only took you about 2 minutes, John. You're becoming a professional. So again, let's be realistic here, right? Go out to the road here. So your neighbors, they're not watching out the window to see what John's doing. They're not watching out the window. They're busy. A lot of people are inside because of this coronavirus thing. But check it out. Look, ready? You go driving by. Watch. Right? No, nobody's really looking at that. And if somebody comes over, but by the time you get an HOA, cite or complaint, go ahead. Yeah, don't break it. I said, watch. So here you go, right? Somebody says something. Look, you move it right over. There you go. Right in a tree. Watch this. Yeah, man, nobody's even going to see that. And I mean, maybe it's there for days. Maybe you just put it up on a Saturday. Maybe you put it up during a hurricane. Maybe you put it up all night long. Nobody's going to see it. I mean, it's not, this is about the best result you're going to get in an HOA. We've been fighting this. I haven't. John has. People have been fighting this for a while. HOA, I can't put up. With the efficiency of this antenna and how well it works, with you to be able to slap one up real quick, and if somebody says anything, yeah, I'll take it down. It's only a testing something. It's a fishing pole, whatever. And I always show this thing vertical because that's the easiest way to set up. If you really want to get crafty, you can, the wire that comes with it, you can set that thing up with the stake and the tree over here on the bottom, and then maybe go up to that one. It's a little tiny wire, and then over here, and now I could have. We should try that, John. I wonder if that would work. We could have inverted, a sloper or an inverted V treated tree just for temporary. And for those who have nothing because of an HOA, you'll have something, and especially, a discreet something. So let's hook this thing up real quick just because John's got his impromptu folding table with his 73. How do you like that 7300, John?
Man, I love it.
Thing's amazing, isn't it? So we'll just fire this up real quick and make a couple of contacts with this thing sitting next to a tree.
My friend, I didn't really catch any of that. He talked just about.
Look at the scope. Stations everywhere.
I'm sorry. You've got a very light signal there. I'm only.
Kilo Mike 4, Mike Charlie Kilo.
Kilo Mike 4, Mike Charlie Kilo 5 and 9.
Roger, coming 5 and 9 here in South Florida. Over.
Okay, thank you. I just want to check. Is it Kilo Mike 4?
Kilo Mike 4, Mike Charlie Kilo.
Yeah.
Kilo Mike 4, Mike Charlie Kilo.
Kilo Mike 4, Mike Charlie Kilo 5 and 9 115.
This guy's working DX with an antenna in an HOA next to a tree. Yeah, see, he doesn't care about the tree right now. He wants it back out in the middle.
Okay, because I was going to say, if you tried a couple of your call was close, and I was going to say you've increased humongously. So anyway, thanks for number 1 in Connecticut. 2 hours up from K4JKB. Alpha 5 Delta Foxtrot Victor, contact.
Kilo Mike 4, Mike Charlie Kilo.
Kilo Mike 4, Mike Charlie Kilo 59, now 487.
Roger, you're a 5455 here in South Florida, and you're 08.
Thank you very much. Have anything?
So another thing I want to talk about, and this is important to a lot of people, but I seem to have maybe failed to, show this in a previous video. Now, John, everything except the ferrule, and I think this is the ferrule right here on the bottom, everything is made by Chameleon. Did you know that, John?
No.
So I didn't know that either in the beginning until I started looking. These are all hand-done, handmade in Nevada, Reno, Nevada. The top portion here, this is what the little mill here for the extension on the mill extension, and this will do by itself when extended 10 and 6 meters. You notice this, that they have the heat shrinks on there.
Yeah, because I was reading up, you can use it and set it up permanently outside. And,
Yeah, if you set
keep
it,
the moisture out
like,
of the
put
connections.
one piece, fold that right there and show it. So it has heat shrink already. If you want to make this thing permanent, you could set that thing just like this, heat shrink it, and that'll keep the moisture out. But also pull that apart right there. They used brass specifically for the conductance between the elements. They used brass. These, all this is made as well in Nevada, and you had mentioned that you liked the shock cord that they use in there.
Yeah, because they're not actually using an elastic in there, because something that small with elastic will stretch out and never hold it. So if you hear it, I don't know if you can hear it. There's a spring in there. So they have the
so it's spring on the bottom and then the
with
elastic.
paracord. It's not elastic, so
Right.
it's rope. And it really, it holds these things tight.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not going to stretch out like elastic would in this.
Right, exactly. Because I was wondering in the beginning until I started reading about it what these things were for the heat shrink. So again, if you're talking about quality, and again, this is what people didn't understand with the price. Oh, it's a price. I got this Buddy or whatever pole. Listen, this is all. You're not buying junk, and in fact, it says right on the website that these are. Did you know they have a contract with the military, John?
No, I didn't.
And I guess the military is buying these from Chameleon because if the military is saying this is good enough to use out in the field, that can't be any better, any worse. It just makes it that much better.
And the military's paying $4,000 a piece for these.
well, we don't know that, but
I'm kidding.
so yeah, the Chameleon antenna, it's just the quality is there. 95% of it is made in-house by hand by the people, and that's why that's why the quality's there. That's what you're paying for. That's what you don't understand. Now, another thing that I've noticed about the Chameleon website is the fact that they took a lot of time to include user manuals online that are very in-depth about the operation of this product, the construction of this product, and everything along. They do have the manuals that come with it. See, I haven't even opened my manual yet because I'm looking online. However, they have even user manuals on different propagation or different radiation patterns from different ways you set up the antenna. They want you to be educated and know about this. So you can call this a sales pitch or whatever you want. No, I'm not getting paid from these people. The fact of the matter is, you cannot tell me that this is not an effective antenna. This thing does not work as good. I've never been so impressed with an antenna. And that's what I can say about it. But I did fail to mention, for the people that say, oh, that's a hefty price tag. Well, you are getting what you pay for. Would you agree, John?
Absolutely.
This is quality.
It works, that's the thing.
Yeah, but it's quality construction. This is not something that's going to be, junk in 3 months with it being deployed, Not only that, the coax that you're getting that they include in here. So I need to check out this ABR coax. Have you heard about ABR, John?
Nope.
They make some really good stuff. And in fact, the P-loop that I have, the P-loop 2.0, all the loop, magnetic portable loop coax pieces are made by ABR. But what does this say here if I can't read it on the video?
ABR Industries LLC, abrind.com, and it also says it's non-contaminating PVC, UV resistant, and direct burial.
Direct burial. So this stuff is not cheap, China coax. This is ABR. So they're using ABR coax, which is a whole different class of coax. And check this out. So when I was reading also this, John, this is the wire, the same type as the counterpoise, and the wire that is, this is what we haven't set up yet for the inverted V, and long wire and sloper. You can set this antenna up multiple different ways. This is, what do they call it, Ptfe coax, or cable, or wire. What this is this handles like from subarctic to boiling temperatures almost, and it does not shrink or expand with heat. It does not be affected by sun, and that's the same stuff that they use, believe it or not, in airplanes. Because in your airplanes, you go way up in altitude, it gets hot, it gets cold. This stuff is not cheap wire, and that's not cheap coax. This is another reason why this antenna has the price tag that it does. You were getting good stuff, but I had to read about Ptfe or Teflon wire, and then Jan started telling me about it, teaching me about it. So you're getting a really good wire with that as well, and that's another key factor, that you're not just getting a piece of speaker wire from China. Yeah, definitely. And the hybrid out there is hand wound and handmade in Nevada. They make their that's the feed point, the ballon. Those are all made by them in Chameleon. So man, what a fantastic antenna. I'm just overly amazed. All right, so John, give me the lowdown here before you tear this thing down. Put it back on my bag for me. What do you think about this thing? Because I'm totally blown away, man. This Chameleon is by far the best antenna for portable I've ever used.
It works great here at the HOA. I took it out to a QRP, made contact to France on 10 watts with this antenna over on the river last week.
I was drilling contacts, what was it, a couple weekends ago, DX, on 20 watts of my Zygo, man. I blasted through. It's on video.
Yep.
Italy, all kinds of stations, 20 watts.
I just like this. It's real easy to set up and take down. I travel for work. Some of the hotels I stay at have a nice field right by the hotel room.
Yeah, this guy had it set up like a nut out in the middle of a hotel parking lot. He calls me, he's like, "Can I get you on 20?" I'm like, "Man, what are these people thinking about this guy?"
I don't care what they think about me.
Yeah. Thank you, buddy.
73.
KJ4YZI. Oh, I'm sorry. Give your call out. Go ahead.
KM4MCK.
Yeah.